Being single at 30 can be a complex experience, shaped by both internal and external factors. This essay explores the reasons behind my singleness through the lens of behavioral psychology, specifically the concept of the locus of control. This model distinguishes between external variables, like things we can control, and external variables, things we cannot control. By examining these factors, I aim to provide a comprehensive understanding of my current relationship status. Now, I want to begin by talking about the internal variables, and the first one that I could control is physical appearance. Physical appearance is one of the most discussed aspects of dating. While I do consider myself maybe a 5 or 6 in looks, I don't fit the stereotypical 6'6" model, that being 6 feet tall, six-pack abs, and a six-figure income. These traits are often emphasized in certain dating ideologies, but I believe they are outdated. However, there are immutable characteristics, such as height and facial structure, that I cannot change now. Despite this, I focus on aspects within my control, such as body composition, grooming, and style. Currently, I'm working on losing 10 to 15 pounds to feel a bit more confident in my body composition when I feel ready to re-enter the dating scene. While I can influence my appearance to some extent, certain genetic factors remain beyond my control. Now let's get into social competence. Social competence, or charisma, plays a significant role in dating. It involves the ability to engage, persuade, and connect with others, particularly in romantic context. This is a skill that can be developed through practice, such as engaging in conversations with strangers or colleagues. Now, over time, reducing anxiety around social interactions can make this process a little bit easier. My job requires frequent social interaction, which it's somewhat helped me to build confidence in the area. However, maintaining this competence requires continuous effort and self-awareness. The next barrier in my financial situation is a significant factor in my decision to remain single. With a negative net worth due to student loans, credit card debt, and a car loan as well, I'm focused on improving my financial stability and paying off debt. While my current job meets my basic needs, it doesn't allow for the financial flexibility required for dating. I believe that potential partners often seek someone who has their finances in order, and I'm not yet in their position to do that. Therefore, I prioritize paying off debt and saving money over pursuing romantic relationships. The next thing is social status, which includes having a broad social network. It can influence dating success. While I have a small circle of close friends and a few acquaintances, I don't have an extensive social network. This isn't a major factor in my singleness, but it's worth noting that a rich social life can enhance one's attractiveness to potential partners. But for now, I'm content with my social connections as they are, keeping them kind of small. And lastly, for something that is in my control, is the limiting belief factor. Limiting beliefs such as self-doubt or negative perceptions can hinder dating success. In my 20s, these beliefs played a significant role in my singleness. However, at 30, I've developed a healthier self-concept and a higher self-esteem. While limiting beliefs still occasionally arise, I'm better equipped to manage them and take action despite them. And I want to talk about attraction and desire of others, and in my case, it is women. Attraction is a two-way street, and sometimes the women I'm interested in aren't interested in me, and this is beyond my control, right? Additionally, I often attract women I'm not particularly attracted to, which complicates the whole dating process. While I've had some success in dating apps, I've also experienced long dry spells. This inconsistency makes it challenging to find a long-term partner in general. Economic factors is another factor that's kind of out of my control, and just the economy in general. The current economic climate also impacts my dating life. Many activities associated with dating, such as dining out or attending events, can be expensive. As I focus on paying off debt and improving my financial situation, I'm less inclined to spend money on dates. This economic pressure adds another layer of difficulty to the whole dating process. Now, something else that's out of my control is cultural shifts in dating dynamics have also influenced my singleness. There seems to be a trend of women seeking top-tier men, even if they themselves are not in that category. Additionally, political and ideological differences can create barriers. For example, I'm agnostic, which makes it challenging to connect with conservative women who prioritize religious compatibility, and it's possible that I might like a lot of values that they may have, but they may find that our incompatibility with Christian belief is a deal breaker. Unfamiliarity in modern dating. Now, this is a big one. Modern dating often involves meeting strangers through apps or social events, which can feel impersonal. In contrast, previous generations, like my parents, often met through familiar social circles or communities. This shift towards atomization, where individuals are more isolated and self-reliant, makes it harder to build meaningful connections. While I could increase familiarity by reconnecting with old acquaintances, I'm not currently inclined to do so, mostly because they are back home and I have no intention of moving back there. Now, the last thing that's out of my control is the whole luck factor. Luck plays a significant role in dating. Finding someone who aligns with your values, interests, and long-term goals often requires serendipity. While some aspects of luck can be influenced, such as increasing the number of people you meet, much of it remains beyond my control. This unpredictability adds to the challenges of modern dating. Now, that concludes the portion of the locus of control section. I wanted to include another section here that talks about some additional reasons for my staying single that are a bit more personal to my whole situation. The former was more just like in general, broader reasons on why I think a lot of men are remaining single at 30. And for these, they're a bit more my whole reason. So let's get into it. The first reason is I enjoy my own solitude. I genuinely enjoy my own company and the freedom to pursue my interests, such as playing guitar, watching movies, and spending time with friends and family, playing Dungeons and Dragons on the weekends, all that good stuff. Being in a relationship requires significant time and energy. And I guess right now I'm not willing to compromise my independence unless I meet someone I truly connect with. I think a lot of people relate to that. Like, you don't want to settle for something that's, going to take away from your needs and your wants, your hobbies and all that. Financial priorities is another reason. As I mentioned earlier, my financial situation is a priority. I'd rather focus on paying off debt and saving money rather than spending on dates. This decision reflects my long-term goals and desire for financial stability. I talked a lot about the negative net worth that I'm in and my intentions on trying to do whatever I can to get out of it. For one thing, I have a lot of dating app fatigue. I've used dating apps over the past decade with limited success. While I'm open to trying them again, a new, more rural area that I'm in currently, my past experiences have been largely disappointing. Dating apps often feel transactional and superficial, making it difficult to form meaningful connections. And I'm telling you, sometimes it's like pulling teeth, trying to get some conversations going, trying to get anything going on there, because they got a lot of options, right? Preference against dogs. So this one's a hot take. I don't want to date someone with dogs. I don't really enjoy living with them. I mean, I got a sister that likes a dog, or she has one, and I like it all right, but this preference significantly narrows my dating pool because a lot of women that I've seen on dating apps, they got a dog in the photos. It's very safe to say they probably want them for life, even after that one dies. Who knows? Commitment issues. So, I mean, I've always thought I'd identified as someone that's securely attached. That could very well be false based on my patterns, and I'm fully aware of that. But I could have some commitment issues, likely influenced by past experiences where I invested time and energy into relationships that weren't reciprocated, and this has made me a bit more cautious about entering new relationships. And that's why I find that reciprocity in the beginning is pretty important to establish and to maintain for the long term. And lastly, time and energy investment. I talked about this a little bit already, but dating requires a significant investment of time and energy and effort, from improving physical appearance to engaging in conversations and planning dates. The process can be a bit exhausting. And right now, I'd rather focus on self-improvement and personal growth than expend all that energy on dating. And to conclude here, folks, navigating singleness at 30 involves a complex interplay of internal and external factors, like I mentioned. While I can control aspects like physical appearance and social competence, financial management, external variables such as attraction, economic conditions, and cultural shifts remain beyond my influence. Additionally, personal preferences and past experiences shape my decision to remain single. Ultimately, I'm focused on improving my own situation and remaining open to the possibility of meeting someone compatible without placing undue pressure on the process. But for now, it's probably best to just do my own thing for a little bit and buckle down. Maybe get back into it when things are a bit better financially and I have maybe a bit more confidence in my appearance. But other than that, like I said, this is going to be a channel about half glass full perspectives. And if you all got to the end of this, feel free to subscribe and stick around. I'll be having more discussions and insights on dating and relationships, lifestyle habits that you can pour into, and kind of just to give insight for men. As a man, I'm going through it, going through life, trying to get through things, pay off debt, find purpose, meaning in the fucked up world we're in. But, hey, we're not together, I suppose. All right, I'm going to leave it at there, and I thank y'all for watching.